Go.
Hello.
We're on. It's happening.
All right. Hello. This is the Dreadies. Typical fashion, we are exactly on time. We're playing DreadLore. That's Dread, L-O-R-E. And the campaign we're playing is The Red Writ.
The Red Writ.
The Red Writ.
The Red Writ.
We got a big old cast of people with us today. We got Daniel Hulker, the Drizzle, Andrea Elliott-Johnson, and Mr. Ken Howl, as well as myself. We've been doing this campaign for about a year plus, and we're getting to the final chapters. So if you'd like to find out more about it, guess what? We got a whole YouTube, we got a Spotify, and all those things. I want to thank the Patreon peoples. That's Daniel Hulker, Natalia Cline, Nostalgic, and Tim Roberts. If you'd like to join the Patreon, do it. Patreon.com/DreadLore. I want to thank Couchfire Media Productions for all the media productions and wrestling the technical issues and OBS and how much it's so good. OBS is so good. Yeah. I want to thank all lowercase letters for the music, as well as Mr. Interrupt. You can find them on all the socials and all the goodness. So please do, all lowercase letters, Mr. Interrupt. And Trois Replay Productions for just, we're so lazy to take them off. It's just, those guys. All right.
Wrong.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
How you guys doing? Hulker, I like your shirt. Ken, I like yours too.
Oh, yeah. Except for mine is backwards for reasons.
Oh, is it?
Well,
Is it backwards?
Not for you, but for
Not for me.
them. Everybody.
Oh.
If you're watching the Twitch right now, you got it.
It says I drink and I know things. It's kind of cool. Anyway, so we did not do our normal recap before we started streaming, which is fine because everyone in this group always knows everything about what happened the previous game. I have the utmost confidence in everyone's memory. But we're going to do a little recap prior. So this is 1982, Detroit, and the weather has gotten pretty freaky. It's the spring, yet there's feet of snow on the ground. There's hail. There's this massive hurricane-like snowstorm coming from the north, aka the Great White Death of Canada. Lightning bolts and shit coming out of it. If you've seen the end of Ghostbusters and Zool cometh forth, looks kind of like that. In the black, lightning going off here and there, rumbles that shake the ground. Turns out something's happened, and you guys are kind of at the center of it. When I say kind of, I mean you're totally at the center of it. Last game, you all went through a doorway. Think of Pan's Labyrinth. It was a doorway that you drew on the floor of your boat, opened it up, and appeared after some time, which you went through some slip space, and you know something happened. You just can't remember it. You appeared in Barker's Books and Oddities, this place that you've been before. You ransacked the place again, search around. A few things happened on that trip through the slip space. through the between, as it's called. Random sanity rolls. Mariah kind of seems to have aged a couple of years, and that's for another story. You go through some books and essentially decide, okay, it's time to actually go to Grosse Pointe and confront whatever fell seance or whatever is happening up there. All of you pile into a brand new car, although it's brown. All of you save for Nord Zetterberg. Did Detective John go with you, or did he stick with Nord? He stuck with Nord. So Detective John and Nord stay at Barker's Books.
And the girl, whose name I can't remember.
Oh,
Rebecca.
Indeed, Rebecca Foster.
Yes.
You get a pip for that.
Ooh.
Yep. So Rebecca Foster, Nord, and Detective John stay behind at Barker's Books. Meanwhile, everybody else piles into Simon's new car and start tearing ass towards Grosse Pointe in this feet-high snow. You're going extremely slow, and the engine is just killing it. Outside, there are Detroit people that something's happened to them. They're moaning and shambling, and weird bluish purple light blasting from their eyeballs and mouths like Lopan. Something has gone down in the city, which you guys knew about before. Almost all of the power is out. And yeah, those shambling people are headed this way. They're chasing after Simon's car, throwing things at them, shooting guns, missing mostly. And Nord and the other two NPCs are hiding. They've blown out your candles. You're hiding in the bookstore as you see their shapes move past the windows. You know, eventually they might catch a whiff and come in here, but that hasn't happened yet. The gateway to the between was closed, and there was a cut scene which your characters don't know about, but that boat you were on sinks. Okay. So, any questions? Anything to add about last game? How about let's put it this way. Anyone not have a question? Raise your hand. Anyone have nothing to say? Say yo.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yo.
that's what I want.
Okay.
We're going to start with a quick scene of the getaway car. So all of you plus Mariah are in the car. Let's have a brief character introduction. So we'll start with Simon. You're in the wheelman seat.
Yeah. Simon is a hard-boiled detective who, at this point, is feeling that he's in over his head.
What about Leah?
Leah is a former IDF soldier and Mossad agent. She came to the United States to try and, find a better, more peaceful life for her and her family, and she seems to have not found it so much.
What about Mariah, the NPC?
She is my daughter, and she, she's what, I guess now she's 14 going on 16, but who's counting?
Yeah.
She is a very tenacious child and very precocious for her age. Although maybe not, maybe she's just precocious now.
Yeah, she's precocious. All right, how about you, Holker? How about Tony?
Tony Turniak is a former aspiring priest who is now a border guard at the bridge over from Detroit to Windsor, and at this point has screwed up so much and will probably be accused of so much mayhem that when this is all over, he'll probably be promoted both as a priest and a border guard.
All right, so you all are in this. It's is it an Oldsmobile?
Yeah, because I had a Buick, and so this one's an Oldsmobile.
Right. You are plowing through the snow, several feet high. Thankfully, the buildings and the snowdrifts are such that you can kind of find a shallower part, near the buildings. Simon, you're finding yourself having to go up onto what you assume is the sidewalk. Here and there, having to dodge trash cans and oops, that was a fire hydrant, that kind of thing.
Yep.
And here and there, with the sound, because you're in the deep part of the city, just a few blocks away from the river, you see people shambling about in like large groups down the alleyways, and you see one like you maybe almost hit them as they are throwing stuff, and they all have these glowing blue eyes.
Oh.
The sound of the snow crashing against the car, almost like being in a car wash, and the engine hitting 3-4 tachometers. Mariah is holding onto the seats, white knuckling it, as she's sort of like pulling the old like C-3PO, like in the back on the bitch seat, in the middle of all of you. What are you doing?
Very
Sam?
bad feeling about this.
I'm making my best way, or I will bid power through to basically to make my best way to close to the Butte's house, because we were going to the place where we parked the car where we parked the van before.
Yeah, as you're bidding this, you realize that the ways that you would normally go, it's like when UK basketball's into town and you're not really sure which roads to take, because the ones that normally work don't. And this is way prior to GPS. So you kind of are at the whim of, the elements, quite literally. So here's how we're going to do this. You have, we'll say, 3 routes, door number 1, 2, or 3.
Okay.
And the difference will be this. So there's going to be a right answer, okay?
Yeah.
The differences are this. There's the more direct route where essentially you go down the main road. It's a few blocks from the coast. Do we have the map up at all? Do you guys have? It's in the Discord channel if you want to look at it. It's the straight shot to Grosse Pointe. That's the one that goes past the warehouses, and then if you were to take a premature right turn, you would go to the lighthouse and the aquarium and all that. That's the way you went last time. So there's door number 1, right? It is the most direct, but it's outside of the city. It's on the outskirts a bit. You'll go through some mildly forested areas to get to Grosse Pointe. Door number 2, the very circuitous route. This is you going north, which is not really the direction you need to go. Going deeper into the city through some back alleyways and such. And it's going to take normally it would take a lot longer, maybe 3 or 4 times as long.
Oh.
But with several turns, you're going to come in above Grosse Pointe, actually where at the back of that cemetery, so where that park is, and you'll kind of be in between. So there's door number 2. Door number 3. Holy shit. Okay. Thank you. Is that the map? Hell yeah. Sweet. Right. So if you are looking at the map, if you do the this is for the players, if you look at watch the stream, it looks like a big L or like a backwards check mark. You see that? You guys see that?
Yeah.
Give me thumbs up if you see that. Okay. The yellow part riding along that is door number 1. That's the straight shot. Door number 2 is going up the check mark. So you're literally like doubling back and going up, and then you'll come around. Okay, what's the benefit there? You're going through the city. There's the potential of maybe the weather is not as bad on the actual roadways, right? Because it's between
Right.
buildings and perhaps it didn't pile up as much. Door number 3. You can go through this red portion. Now, the benefit of doing that, they're not main streets. It's also not the densely populated areas. Okay? So it's more like some of the suburbs and the rundown places and the places that are boarded up that people have left. So you got 3 choices.
Do you guys have any suggestions?
I say we double back. At least it goes near our apartments.
I'm going to go the third way because I'm going to go the third way because I think that with less people there may be less mob crowds on the streets.
So you're going to go the third way.
Yep.
Through sort of the uncharted places.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's have a roll. We'll give this a wits roll, and we'll see how well you do. Obviously, the more successes, the better.
Yep.
There is a threshold on this. The threshold is 1. So it's pretty easy to succeed, like in going this route. The question is, how well does it fare?
Okay. Would that be Grace for driving?
That's up to you. Meanwhile, your passengers are extremely quiet, except for Mariah white-knuckling this pleather interior, and every so often Tony making a comment.
Yeah, and Mariah doesn't quite fit the same way that she is, so she's kind of like banging each other people's knees together. No.
Her head sort of like boom, boom, boom. What's up, Soupy? Soupy Jones.
3 successes.
As you go, at the last minute, the rest of you see Simon, maybe like some sweat on his brow. He looks at these 3 directions and then spins the wheel hard as you guys go into the suburbs. Snow kicking up behind you. Some dude on the side of the street just made into an instant snowman. As
He'll
you
be fine.
tear ass into the suburbs, hoping for the best. You see many cars here and there. They haven't moved in a while. Covered, like completely buried in snow off to the sides. However, the road itself, at least at this point, it doesn't seem as bad as what you just got on. As it dawns on you, Simon, when all the snow started, perhaps the residential areas were plowed. Nord. Back at Barker's Books, you see the red lights, the brake lights of Simon's car reflecting off of the window, casting all sorts of weird shadows of these baubles and hanging dream catchers and all this crap that's in Barker's Books. Casting the shadows of the shambling people outside onto the window as you douse the flames, the candles in here. Rebecca Foster helps. Detective John is at the door, his gun out. He's looking out, very film noir detective. You know, the shadow is cast starkly on his face as he holds up his hands, his finger to his lips for everyone to be really quiet. You see Rebecca kind of like balanced on one leg as she's leaned over this desk to blow out the candle, and she freezes, her tits hanging out. What are you doing? Oh, and describe your character, please.
Oh, Nord is a drug addict who sometimes does journalism, and he's kind of on the edge of reality. He's seen maybe elements of the veil, and he doesn't know what to think of it. It's problematic at the very least. And he's not really sure if he's just been tripping for the last, it's been a bender. It's been a week-long bender, or if this stuff is really happening.
Can you describe Rebecca Foster as well?
Rebecca Foster is a very attractive, a very sweet hooker with a heart of gold. And
Hooker with a heart of gold.
And a crotch full of crabs.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's the 80s. That's normal. I think that's pretty normal.
They didn't know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. And possibly other things. I mean,
who knows?
Who knows? And so on and off again, fling to Nord. I think Simon liked her. And I think Nord feels a little bad about that, but he just wasn't going for it. And it's just like he didn't really know Simon that well. And
what about Detective John? Does someone want to describe him?
Yep.
Nord, you're welcome to.
Detective John is he a member of? He's a SIG. He's
Yep.
a SIG.
He's a SIG.
Is he a member of? He's a member of the Blue Hand Group. Nord affectionately calls it that, even though it's not.
Yep, the 2x2 hands of blue.
He has supernatural, like, advanced technologies that he can use to, I guess, keep the veil, keep things from crossing the veil, or for whatever. And this is kind of unknown to Nord, so, and I think
he's been pretty vague about it.
Yeah, unknown to all of us, but they I think are protecting us from the things in the deep realms of whatever. He also, he also is kind of allied with us a little bit, and taking on.
Indeed. What are you guys doing in the bookstore? You see 5-10 people shambling by, moaning, "Whoa," and you hear them chanting, unintelligible, but you know what they're saying. It's the Ei Cthulhu Fatagan.
Yeah. Having because John's at the door, Rebecca, I'm not sure is going to be helpful, except for she does have a shotgun, so that's helpful. I am going to attempt to actually, now that everything's dark, I'm just going to walk up to John. Okay, John.
Easily done.
I think that this might be a dead end. I thought that we had something here, and I've learned some things, but I feel like I already had that information. Do you know anything else about the where we were, the gloom, the gloaming?
You see John, his back's against the corner of the door and the wall. Actually, the window, like his shoulder's actually on the window, this thick glass. And he's got his revolver up. You notice so close to him, the revolver has runes etched into it. As John kind of looks over.
Are you a mystic of the 12 and 7? Am I making this up? Or are they your enemy?
His mustache twitches a little bit, the salt and peppery mustache, at all these questions and probing questions. But with a grimace, he nods. I've already told you too much.
I know you've told me too much, but I think we're on the same. We got the same goals. Everything needs to be in their place, and if we have to bend the lines, we will.
So what are we here for?
Well, I was here to try and find a way to, because only Tony, as far as I could tell, he had this ability to shut a porthole, and I was trying to, the porthole to the void, the creatures that were coming through. He had this magical ability, and I was hoping that I would.
Wait. What could he do?
He could shut.
You see him kind of get a little serious.
He shut the connection somehow.
How?
I could be wrong about this, but it was something about void or scroll of the void or
you see his eyes kind of widen. Wait. How did you get a hold of the scroll of the void?
Like, I don't know. I mean, Tony died. We all saw him die. He died. He was dead. A creature attacked us, and the limbs fell, and he was buried. And then suddenly, this creature, I mean, she called herself a god, comes out of nowhere, and Tony's with her. And I think there was a conversation, and she brought.
What do you bid to sort of describe this stuff? Like, what's Nord's affect during all of this?
I'm gonna bid addict, because.
All right, as you're sort of moving back and forth.
Yep.
Sort of rambling off these facts. You see Detective John get quieter. He's obviously still careful because there's people walking by. Yeah, let's have a roll and see, since you're bidding addict, if anyone hears you all talking. So do wits roll.
Gotcha. Wits. I actually found my dice. I had them.
Hell yeah.
I'm not using Google anymore. That is 3 successes. Wow.
Yeah, I wouldn't use Google. Are you adding anything to it?
Well, I think that's about. Can I bid?
We've already bid.
Already bid?
Yep.
I don't think I can add anything to it.
Did you say something again?
Yeah, I don't think I can add anything to it.
Okay. Sorry, I thank you, Drizzle. I didn't.
Well, I don't think it came through. Like, it cut out for a second there.
As Nord, you're sort of moving back and forth, and you're keeping your voice really low. You're not shouting or anything, but you're rambling and sort of making sense. Just, it's a stream of consciousness, but it's quiet enough as you sort of turn a little frantically. Your elbow hits a heavy candle holder. Tank, as you see it fly. But you are like an addict, and you're so hopped up, you actually do like this hacky sack, like with your foot. The candle stick holder flips up, and you grab it with your other hand. There's a moment of Rebecca Foster, like maybe the toothpick in her mouth, like falls out, ding, 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 onto the desk, and you hear her whisper, There's no way that just happened. As Detective John's holding the gun, his eyes wide watching it, there's a brief moment, or a beat, as he follows up. Do you remember what this god's name was? And when he says God, it's obvious the derision that he says it with.
I think Eunice or
Eunice.
Venus or Honest.
You see him just sort of like it's on the tip of his tongue, but he's waiting to hear you say it.
I don't know. I could be. I mean, I was fucked up then. I'm a little fucked up right now. I'm on some shit.
He kind of
man.
nods. You say your friend died. I saw him pretty alive, not 5 minutes ago.
He's not the same. He's not the same. She's not the same.
She?
Yeah, when I was like before we came
He kind
in
of
the
looks over at Rebecca. What do you mean she?
No, Rebecca's fine. She's fine. There's nothing wrong with Rebecca.
She smiles.
She's a sweetheart. Look at her. I mean, how badass is that shotgun?
Nord, pay attention.
Oh,
Who's she?
the Israeli soldier lady.
Leah?
Yeah, Leah. She had something too. They both had something. I see colors. I see ley lines. I don't know.
You see him kind of nod.
And they
You
both,
think you saw Tony die?
No, he died. I think he died.
You see him look around. I'm gonna go to the back and see if Grimwald left anything.
Brave.
As he puts his gun in the holster and starts quietly moving to the back.
I'll go with you. I think Rebecca, you should come with us. You know.
She says, "Yeah, I'm not staying out here."
I'm a pretty good skier, but I think if it comes down to it, we have to go back.
Go back? What do you mean?
We got to get her to the Butte's house the way we got here. With the key that you had. I think we have to go into that world.
Well, you have
again.
the key, so. Actually, he kind of looks at you. Do have the key, right?
I mean, I think I have the key.
You have the key.
I don't think I gave you a key, but I don't remember.
Who has the key?
Yeah, I think
I have the keys, but
I think you
I
gave
don't
him
remember
the
if I gave him
keys.
one.
Can I spend a pip saying that John has at least a key with him? One out of the 4.
Nope.
He wouldn't have given them all away because I thought.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you either of you, Holker or Daniel, remember? Or not Holker or Daniel. Holker or Drizzle.
I don't think it was explicitly stated.
And on the 14th, Nord proposes to John to use the skeleton keys on the boat. Although I think that's related to the boat.
Yeah.
That's how you guys got to the bookstore. Well, so we didn't actually say whether or
Leah
not
used
the keys
the
were
key.
disseminated.
Leah used the key.
Yeah.
I'll
So
just say
if
that
someone
John
wants to
has
drop
the
a
keys.
pip, then
No,
that
I'll
means you can
spend a
have the key.
pip for John to have all the keys.
Well, that's not what I said.
So go ahead.
I said, if you guys want to spend a pip to say that you left Nord a key, then
See, I don't know, because on the one hand, like, I want Nord to be there, but also it'd be really funny if he had to figure out a way to get there realizing he didn't have a key.
I think in the last episode that it was not specifically stated.
that is pretty funny.
But
I
it is
thought
funny.
I thought it was because
I
that was
have
the
a
whole
way.
thing was. was him staying behind and using the key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soupy Jones gives you a pip, Nord.
Ooh. Take it.
I will spend a pip to say that I gave you a key.
All right. So, Nord, you do have one of the keys.
Okay.
As John's going to the back, you see him rifling through some of the cabinets, finding pretty much nothing. Going through, different cabinets and drawers, and he's like, muttering under his breath, I thought Grimwald was an alchemist. Surely he had something. As you realize that you guys have plundered this place.
He was pretty
He's like slamming.
insane. He was trying to make some weird life wine thing that I think he failed at, but it was like
Live wine.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's good. He's good, but then not that good. He's looking around. Well, Kark, there's nothing here.
Yeah. Oh, I have a feeling that maybe we should go through the gloaming again, but maybe there's something in this, because I got this soil, and this soil, looking at it, can I study the soil?
I mean, you're in the dark.
Yeah, I am in the dark.
So how are you going to look at it?
I will look at it with, well, I wasn't in the, oh, well, it doesn't matter.
Do you have a candle lit?
No, well, if we're in the back or something like that, I mean, and I'm going to look around for maybe a flashlight. No, I have matches.
Yeah.
Yeah. I strike a match and I kind of like hold it, and I'm going to bid my apothecary ability to see that maybe this soil can make the travel a little bit more safe.
You see the detective looking down at the ground, and you see his eyes sort of following something as his head turns to where Grimwald's door is, and he's kind of half listening to what you're saying as he moves slowly towards the door and opens it up and looks in, and he's obviously investigating something, but continue.
Right. So I'll study this soil that I have. It's got blood, and
You actually got some of that soil, that like nasty stuff. Rebecca is looking like her face is like really close to it.
yeah, I mean, it was, you
It
never
looks like
know.
there's blood in that.
Yeah, blood, and maybe bits of, I don't know, bits of wood, shards of wood, leaves. Like this could,
Speaking of blood,
yeah.
there's a lot of blood on this floor. She's looking around
Oh yeah.
and looks over towards the bed. There's a lot of blood here.
Yeah, I
Something
think
really bad happened here.
Grimwald died. I didn't do
You
it.
seem kind of like cock his head as realization comes over him as you're absolutely terrible at lying. I see. Well, that does make sense. Did you loot this place?
Well, we did go through it. I mean, I got this book. And
Did you find any chemicals?
yeah, we got lots of
and-
chemicals, and it's been
Where
really
are they?
helpful. I mean, I have some here. I got a whole satchel full of chemicals.
Can I see them?
Yeah. Here you go. I mean, he
right,
had
as-
others, but I think we took most of what he had.
All right, as you hand him your satchel, he opens it up and you see him take a little flashlight and he'll go into Grimwald's room, kind of sit on a corner of the bed that's not covered in blood, flashlight in the mouth as he starts pulling out chemicals and looking at them. What are you doing?
I don't know. So I think that I might quickly look around. Can I make a bid just in case?
Yeah, you can bid. I've been kind of waiting on it.
I would like to bid Ranger to search around and see if Grimwald has any, like, because I know that a lot of people who are into this sort of things they're into mountains and skiing and all sorts of to see if there's any skis in the shop. If
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
What the fuck are you talking about?
it's weird. The guy who
These sorts of people.
the guy who invented Aleister Crowley, who invented the like tarot deck, or has a tarot deck. I don't think he invented it. He was a big mountain climber, and they were all these big groups.
Did not know that.
Yeah, they would climb around on the tallest mountains and stuff like that. And so I'm just seeing if Grimwald could possibly.
I know that's all right. That makes sense. That is some lore I did not know. You get a narrative point. As you look around, you open up a cabinet, start like moving shit around. There's like a bowling ball and like badminton and fucking. There's like a what is like a cricket racket and
maybe some skis or snowshoes and.
Lo and behold, some skis are back there with like little ski poles.
When you type in "did Aleister Crowley," first thing that pops up in Google is "climb K2."
Wow.
So evidently it's
Little like some pythons and like a little bit of some climbing gear and carabiners and such in a bag. It has been used in a long time. Maybe back in his youth. But yeah, you see some climbing shit as well as some skis.
Nice. Well, just in case, I gotta go. And you don't want to use a key to go. What are you looking for?
So you're in his closet. You're in the same room. Yeah. Rebecca is at the door, kind of looking out and watching you guys. And John is looking. He looks like he's set aside a few chemicals, and he gets up and he's not ignoring you, but he's doing something as he leaves your satchel and walks into the other room and where the table was, or where the table is in some of the beakers, obviously blackened and whatnot because you guys screwed this place up. He starts mixing a few and measuring some stuff out. I'm trying to make something that if we have to go back through the door, maybe it can give us some sort of protection.
Okay. I'm going to bid adaptable to see if I can, just watch him.
If you can what?
Just see if I want to watch him. I want to learn from him. So
Sure. As you're sitting there watching him, you note a few of the different pigments that he uses. He does the basics. He starts with a white polar, starts using some blue pigment, a little bit of orange, and then very, very little purple, and just a smidge of gray. And it foams violently. There's some crackling and such. He gingerly sets these things down, and he's trying to make 3 of them. Okay, so this is how this is going to go. This actually takes a little bit of time for him to do. Mm-hmm. As he sets the first one down, he says, okay, this process, it takes a little bit. We can't jostle these. Purple and gray ash do not mix very well. As you hear on the front door, of course.
Got it.
And John slowly looks up.
How much time
do you need? Be real quiet. 20 minutes, maybe.
Okay.
I mean, you hear Rebecca kind of squee. She's like, we don't have 20 minutes. She's sweating. Her hair's all on her face. Mascara everywhere. As he turns to her and he says, well, I can do it faster, but there might be some side effects.
Did I see
faster? She says.
Okay, I can do one of them, and can I bid chemist to help?
Absolutely.
Yeah, to make one myself.
Yeah. All right, roll a d6 chaos die.
All right, that's exciting. I got a 5.
Nice. So you get a success to this. All right, so this will be a throwdown for you. Mm-hmm. It will be wits or mind. And you're looking for a lot of successes.
All right, I'm going to get a lot of successes, hopefully.
The threshold, like, you're going to have something happen.
Sure.
Something will happen.
Threshold is high.
Because John has sort of pre-mixed them.
Yeah.
But the better, the higher, the absolute better.
Sure.
Threshold is very high.
Okay, so I got an additional success. I'm going to use an expression to kind of like look at that. Oh, that doesn't seem right to reroll. And that is one more. I'm going to bid my satchel or my. I've got whatever you call it, inventor's satchel.
Mm-hmm.
To give me, it's bulky and waterproof.
Hot.
So what is that a D4 or a D6? It's a D6.
Nope.
D6.
Nope.
D8.
Because it's got 2 traits, so D8.
Yeah. D8.
Drizzle, you get a pit.
Oh, that's not a D12. And so that is a fail. And I'm going to use a fabrication to re-roll that. Because you're using.
So what you got?
Hold on. That was a fail. And then I'm going to, that was my ninja gear. I have a, I'm going to use my Nord sense
Well,
to activate my chemist ability, which gives me an additional success for 5. So that's 5 successes at this moment. And I got this alchemical hand towel that I'm going to use to kind of keep it.
All right.
But it's
Now remember, and this
it's
is your
a
second.
Thurgic. Yeah, this is my second. It's a Thurgic hand towel to kind of like.
Of course
Yeah.
it is.
I don't know how many D's it is, but it is a Thurgic hand towel.
So it'll be a D4.
It is? Okay.
Yeah, unless it has traits on it.
I can
Well, I didn't
I
put
can
any
tell you how
traits on
many
it.
D's it is.
Do what?
D's nuts.
And that was not. Oh, that was a 4. Okay. I thought it was a 1. So that's 6 successes total.
All right.
Probably not as many as I can possibly get, but pretty
All right.
darn close.
Drizzle, what's the threshold?
Did you send it to me or something?
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, shoot! I can get more successes. I forgot. I'm going to use cat-like reflex because I almost dropped some shit to activate my quick and dirty. So that's
Okay,
7
so that's your
successes.
second abilities, right?
Yeah, second. So
All
that's
right.
7.
Drizzle, what's the
7.
threshold?
Threshold is a 6.
Indeed. All right. So this is it downgrades the side effect because all elixirs have side effects. Okay. As you aid John as you're mixing up this elixir, Nord, and there's a moment where he looks over like wide-eyed as you pick it up and describe what you start doing.
Well, I got this hand towel, and all of the chemicals should be blowing up, but they're not for some reason. And it's this hand towel that I got from the gloaming or the gloaming, magically, alchemical. It looks like it's been stained a few times for other uses, but anyway, and so as soon as like the 2 caustic chemicals that were going to hit each other, they were going to connect. The alchemical hand towel might have some kind of anti-inflammatory circumference around it that keeps
Indeed.
it from.
As you're holding it, you see like the gray ash and the purple tertiary elixir, like whoop 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 whoop.
So are you telling me Nord didn't panic and knew where his towel was?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. That whoa, you had like the the wreath around your head. You should have a trait, Hulker. Something about the number 42. Okay. As you finish up, and Rebecca looks up at you. She goes, "Oh my God." All turned on and shit. John nods. "Well done." All right. Outside, you got the door closed into the back, but you hear the window break as people start coming inside. "You smell that?" As apparently they smelled the smoke. John takes the elixir, bottoms up, as he hands one to Rebecca, and you're already holding onto one.
Yep.
Do you drink it?
Yeah, I'm gonna drink it.
Okay. As Rebecca watches you and drinks it, you notice John does not drink it.
Oh, nice.
As he kind of pauses for a second. So let's roll some dice. Hey, Holker, roll me a d12. Hey, Andrea, roll me a d12. This will be effective for 1d4 days.
Woo!
Drizzle, roll me a d4. So you got a 10 and a 1. All right, so it's active for 2 days. Hilarious. So good. All right. Nord, roll me d12.
It's a 3.
Okay. We're going to find out which ones you guys actually drank. So it was a 1, a 3, and a 10. So good. Just for posterity's sake, let's see. Give me a second. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah. So I guess we're in 1982 Detroit, hanging out, battling ghosts from the other dimension. Another dimension. Another dimension.
Another dimension.
Every Monday we do this at exactly 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have a YouTube channel. You should check it out. You can find it at YouTube. DreadLore.
All right. So, Nord, roll me a d6.
It's a 5.
Drizzle, what is the side effect?
Itchy and burning sensations.
Seems
Something
about,
more juice to.
The
right.
burning sensations. As you're like, as you're like feeling like the niacin flush. You know what I'm saying? Like you're itchy on your skin. Like on your back. Like, what is that? Nord, roll me a D6. So Drizzle, basically what that'll do is it'll go half and half.
It's
So
a
just
6.
take out the 5 and the 6. Yeah. So that would be
Yeah, I get
you
it.
take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then what does Rebecca have?
6.
Yep.
Rebecca has a 6, so that's hallucinations.
As you see her like looking around at her hands and at you guys, and they're minor hallucinations, but you guys smell that? And she's like looking around.
Brownies, right?
As John nods, looking at looking at the elixir. I hate this part. As he pops it. Drizzle, what's left?
Anesthesia.
As he's like, yeah, I can feel it. I can feel it. As he's looking around too. You hear people clambering in to the front part. North.
Can I grab that key from John? You just think of a place, right? Draw a door.
Yeah, you feel it and you put it.
Give me the key.
Out. As he's fumbling for it, as he hands it to you.
And I
taste this.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna draw a door real quick. And
Where do you draw it?
I'm thinking of that 7-Eleven that I got picked up.
Where do you draw it?
Just on the wall.
Oh, just on a blank wall?
Yeah.
Sure. As you and you're picturing the 7-Eleven where?
Actually, No. I'm not. I'm thinking.
All right, roll it. All right, roll a d6 and tell me if it's a 1, because you stated it. If it's a 1, that's exactly where it goes.
Oh, well, the 7-Eleven is near the Buttes house. It's a 5.
All right. So as you're starting to think it, you're starting to draw. You start considering, where do you want to go?
Yeah. I thought of my van.
It's up to you.
Yeah, outside my van. Yeah, I'll go to my van. My van is important.
Okay. So where does the other door open up?
Probably the garbage can, or not the garbage, the bin, the big garbage bin next to the van.
As you finish it up, you get this waft of stank.
Yeah.
Oh God, Rebecca says.
Let's
on
go.
The door. This is a pine door as it starts just immediately splitting.
Yeah.
So you open that up and start walking through.
And I'm gonna bid it worked in the past as we walk through.
That's a good move. As you bid this, you take a step onto something that is, imagine high grasses that are warm and somehow slimy and cold and wrap around your calves. As you feel Rebecca and John grow distant from you, it's all dark. And we move to Simon's car, Simon, Leah, and Tony, and Mariah.
Where was Nord's van last?
I know where it is.
He parked it. He hid it next to some trash cans, and he was confronted by the vampire.
Yes.
That we killed. That became our friend. Oh, we didn't kill him. It was William Tibbets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually forget his name.
It wasn't William Tibbets.
It was William Tibbets. It was William Tibbets. Yeah, it was William Tibbets. Where William Tibbets was, I want to say it was a few blocks from the diner.
Yeah, it was halfway between the diner and it was near the diner. Yeah.
Yeah. It's between the diner and your guys' apartments.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm driving.
As you're fishtailing like a motherfucker, here and there, hitting, one of the cars on the side. As Mariah's like, ah! The rest of you are, you notice Leah's asleep in the back, just loving it. As you've made it about halfway through this residential area, pretty much unmolested, as you go around a cul-de-sac and you start then seeing people in their houses. Some people are coming out of their houses. You then start seeing there's little mounds in the yards and maybe in the streets, as you realize there's dead people, as in they've been killed and the snow's covered them up.
Yep.
Here and there, some people coming out of the houses out in front of you down the road. Maybe the sound of the engine brought them out. As Mariah will say, do you think they're okay? You think they need our help?
Everyone needs our help right now. We've got to get to the Buttes first. Stopping that will help everyone.
As you drive past these people, casting snow up, out in front, they start getting in front of you in the road. As they turn, it's hard to tell in the dark, just with your headlights, but they're not really wearing snow covered, or they're not wearing, winter
Snow
clothes.
outfits.
Leah will lean up in the front seat. If you need to, plow right through them.
Mom!
I'm going to
There's no
bid...
people.
I'm going to bid Protector. And to try to, best I can, avoid hitting any of them. And even if, maybe I occasionally clip one, it's they're because it's
Bump off.
Yeah, they're not they're not getting hurt, but well, majorly hurt. But they're
All right. This is difficult. As you're going through, go ahead and throw down. Is anyone going to try and aid? Or are you just sitting around for the ride?
I'll aid him.
How are you going to aid?
I'll aid him by bidding sociopath. and and if he needs to clip some people, I'll turn the steering wheel like to help him mostly avoid them, but like be okay with him clipping some people.
I'm not entirely certain that sounds oxymoronic to me. He's trying to not hit people. He's hitting sociopath to kind of hit him okay. Like, you mean like keep the wheels steady or something, or how does that work?
Yeah, we'll go with that. And I'll give him my grace, which is a D8.
All right.
A D8.
Hulker, is Tony gonna do anything? I'm gonna stop prompting you guys, by the way.
No.
All right. Simon, as every so often, Leah grabs the wheel. Maybe because the car's slipping, and you're pumping the brakes and such, and you guys slam into a tree. You hear the scraping of the tree trunk against the car as a couple of these people run up, start banging on the glass. Tony, one puts their head through the glass. You see blood pour down all over you as Simon's trying to get you guys off this tree. Leah's like holding on, and you're wrenching free. But in that moment, this person, blood flowing down onto your lap, howls at you in pain, perhaps, and tries to drag you out of the car. What are you doing?
I am going to smash his head with a flashlight.
All right, what do you bid?
I will bid my period of life hardened.
Describe it as you flip up this mag light, and what? As he sticks his head through the window, he tries to drag me out, but there's a shard of glass that he kind of gets caught on, and he winces, right? And just as he does that, I reach out down with my left hand to my flashlight, which is in one of those big like coat pockets that from like a work issued like a mag light. Like, yeah, like one of these, and just grab it. Yeah, exactly, like that. Okay. I grab it, and with the butt end,
like,
yeah, the butt end, the battery end, hit his head. Give him the good news. Whack! As you hit him right in the forehead, he cracks. You see him fall flat on his back. Ugh! As would you get, Tony? I'm sorry, Simon.
4 successes.
As part of the back door rips off, but it's just the paneling part, so the door is still on. As it and the window cracks. As you pull off the tree. Tree thanks you later. As you boom, 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 boom. Oh, that was a funny sexual joke. As you tear ass through the residence and get to the end where the trees are, the pine trees. Snowdrifts are a little bit heavier here. Poof! As you burst through like Jaws at the end of a hill, plowing down. And as you come up the hill, you see far down below you, where that cul-de-sac is, people are just coming out of their houses, like shambling around behind you, like you're about to get swarmed. As your car's laboring up the hill, thankfully you have enough speed. As you finally get to the top, you can feel the tires just slipping and slipping and slipping and slipping as you're slowing down, and you get to the top of the hill.
Maybe if they get behind us and you just like, if we just slide down, the momentum will take them all out.
Tony, you hear Mariah.
We need to get to where we're going as quick as possible.
At the top of the hill, you see the road curve around to the left, and go into Grosse Pointe. You see the gates, the gate lights are on. It's about maybe a 1/10 of a mile.
Someone froze. Beep bop.
Sometimes we freeze because technology is stupid.
Yeah.
How many people froze?
Just Will.
Oh, so it is just Will. I wonder if he knows that he's frozen yet, because he was pretty immersed in that. Like he was like way in there. And
I wonder if it froze to where he can't hear us.
Yeah, I think it froze to where he probably can't hear us, and he's probably saying right now, "Okay, I need somebody to react. Somebody needs to react. Somebody needs to say something right now and react, because you guys are giving me nothing."
Yeah.
I'm sure that technology. I think Mercury must be like. I've heard that the sun is like shooting out extra rays right now. Maybe am I making that up?
It is in a particularly.
There's a lot of solar flares lately.
It's in a fairly active phase of its 22-year solar cycle.
So I think that those rays have a lot. Actually, they do mess with technology quite a bit. And so it's a thing that we have to deal with these days. My computer was 1000% not working today. I think we take a break right now. What do you guys think?
Might as well.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna just do the closeout. Or not the closeout, but the part one. You've been watching DreadLore, the Red Writ.
The Red Writ.
Thanks a bunch for our cast: Andrea Elliott-Johnson, Daniel Hulker, Drizzle, Ken Howl, and our arbiter Bill Bunkum. Without all of this, we would be storyless. Music by all lowercase letters and Mr. Interrupt, as well as our Patreon members are awesome. Tim Roberts, Daniel Hulker, Nostalgic, and Natalia Cline. Couchfire Media brings production. I don't know what that says about Couchfire Media. And 12 Relay Productions brings us all the rest of the nonsense. Once we get out of the technological details and oddities and issues that we're having from playing the Red Writ, we'll be back. And
stay tuned.
Stay tuned.